Today is Thursday, April 23rd. We are on our 30th devotion, Shining Jesus Christ to Everyone Around Us. Have you ever known someone before, or maybe you currently know someone who is such a godly person, such a strong and serious follower of Jesus Christ, that just spending time with them, you almost feel like you know Jesus better. Someone who just emanates Jesus Christ to all of those around them. They are so full of joy of the Lord. The peace of Christ is all over them. They live holy lives. They treat their spouses as Christ loved His church. They are making every effort to train their children in the way of the Lord. They love to meditate upon the Scriptures and talk about them with others. They simply love the Lord more than they do anything else. Not a perfect person, but a person that you can tell loves Jesus more than anything. A person like that, sadly enough, is becoming more and more of a rarity in our day and age. Yet, if we are a Christian, ones who have surrendered our all to Jesus Christ, then our desire ought to be like that, a person who is shining Christ to the world around us. Now, I once read about a particular Christian woman who reached out to a Muslim lady, and she lovingly shined the light of Jesus Christ to this lady. This story is one example about how when we love people in the simplest of ways because we are moved with the heart of Jesus Christ to do so, we make more of an impact than we may ever realize. And so I just want to share this story with you. It comes out of a book called The God Who Hung on the Cross. Lucy was at Home Depot one day shopping for a ceiling fan when she heard a commotion. A boy about 10 years old, evidently autistic, was shrieking and throwing himself around wildly in a full-fledged tantrum. His mother, a slender Muslim woman, in flowing robes that covered her from head to toe, had a young toddler in her orange cart. She was embarrassed, frantic, and unwilling to leave her toddler to chase after the bigger boy. Lucy stepped up to the cart. "May I help you?" she asked. "I'll watch the little one while you go get the other." Well, the woman looked at her, discerned the bond of a fellow mother, and she nodded. "Thank you," she said. Later, when things were calm again, Lucy learned the woman's name, Adiah. She was from the other side of the world and lived in Lucy's neighborhood. Her husband was in government work, and they were in the D.C. area temporarily. After the Home Depot episode, Lucy saw Adiah in the neighborhood walking the baby in a stroller, her chador flowing behind her. The juxtaposition of the ancient clothing and modern conveniences always surprised Lucy. She'd wave at Adiah as she drove by, surprised as well by the young woman's earnest joy to see her. When summer came, Lucy and her friends loved late afternoons at the neighborhood swimming pool. The kids would all play together in the water, and the women would laugh and talk and tease each other about what they were going to make for dinner. Often they'd just end up calling Domino's and having pizzas delivered to the pool. Then Adiah started showing up. And though at the far side of the pool, across from where Lucy and her friends made their camp, she'd dangle the toddler off the edge while the autistic son splashed in the water, and she still wore the chador. "At home, we have separate swimming pools," she explained later to Lucy in her precise English. "The men use one, the women another. Then we can wear bathing suits. But here, where it is mixed, I must be covered." It was easy to hang out with her girlfriends, but Lucy made herself cross the line each day. Adiah was like a flower opening before her interests. As the summer went by, Lucy told her about Jesus, not the remote prophet, forerunner of Muhammad, but the friend who walked with her all the time. Just before the start of the new school year, Lucy went to her mailbox one day. There was a small box and a note from Adiah. In the box was an intricate silver necklace, and Adiah's note said that her husband's assignment in the United States had ended. "We are returning home," Adiah wrote. "It will be good to be back with my family, but I will always treasure our time in the U.S. because of you." You made me welcome. You are my friend. Because of you, I began to think that Jesus could be my friend too. A few weeks later, Lucy opened the Washington Post, and near the end of section A was a photo of the leader of a Middle Eastern nation. Next to him was Adaya's husband, the new minister of the interior for that Muslim country. Now, this story is a reminder that people are watching us. They're watching me, they're watching you, and every day we have an opportunity to shine Jesus Christ to others around us, or to simply just go through the motions of our day. We could go and run our errands and make sure that we take care of all of our appointments and get everything on our schedule done and complete and accomplished. But sometimes we separate our Christian lives from our everyday life. But we cannot do that. That is not the gospel that Jesus intended. The gospel is to be lived out loud. We are to be cities on a hill that cannot be hidden, lights shining brightly in a dark room. We may never know whom we are impacting when we are simply willing to be the hands and feet of Jesus Christ to those around us in our everyday lives.